Hi, Dr. Paul Haider here. Once I knew a baker, and was a classical baker, and he had gone to school at one of the great schools in the United States, and he would do wonderful cakes in school, and then we got into his own business, and he would start, going crazy with adding all kinds of stuff, and his classical cakes were, mm, really great. And then he got into, really doing his own thing, people were going, ooh, this is not so great. And so he had to go back and reteach himself, I gotta stick with this. There's a reason, we have so much flour, so much sugar, so much butter to make a great cake. Yeah. I also know of a guy that was a great classical pianist, and he would play wonderful, you know, recitals and do a great job. And then once in a while with his friends, he would get there and start playing, and everybody's going, "What is this? He's off key. The rhythm is not there." And so and everybody would start telling him, "This is not very good." And so he decided, well, I got to stick with what I really know. So he stuck with, that classical music. And then there's another man, and he knows everything about spirituality, read every book. He's, given a lot of classes and all kinds of stuff about being spiritual, and even talks about, what might happen in the future and all kinds of different things like that. At the same time, he gets so mad and angry and upset about everything that, all that he's learned is kind of passed out through the window. And he forgets about all those things that Jesus said and Buddha said and Krishna said, and it's like it didn't really even phase him. It's important that we put into practice every day what we've learned. If we don't put it into practice, we can't make a big, great cake. We don't put it into practice, we can't play the piano in a great way. We don't put it into practice, we can't, teach others about being calm and peaceful. And it's about the practice that we live every day, and not about, what we know cognitively. We have to drag that into the unconscious so we live it every day in a great way, living it in our lives to the point that we embody it. And when we embody that love, then we become the peace. And that's also important, because at that point we start to love ourselves, because we start to embrace that peace and see the good in all of it. It's about becoming the Buddha. It's about becoming the Jesus, the Christ. It's about becoming the Krishna. It's about becoming all the different avatars. And we embrace that light within us. And we start to enjoy it. And then when we start to enjoy it, we start to spread it to other people. And there's no way to spread that to other people until we get it ourselves. A lot of times it's very easy to read something and take it into our mind, but we don't take it into our heart. And have you ever seen somebody talk about something that they know in their mind, but they don't really believe it? And that's a very common thing, especially in this day and age right now. So it's about allowing ourselves to embrace something which is very important to us. And it's also important to have it be a personal thing. One person will call God one thing, another person will call God another thing. Actually, it's about 2,000 names for God. They all allude to that which is omnipresent, all-knowing, but it's allowing themselves to embrace it in their own way. And when we allow them to embrace it in their own way, we are allowed in our own way to embrace that which is that supreme light, that supreme understanding, that supreme consciousness, which is embraced everywhere. And then we allow ourselves to grow, because we see that, they're learning in their own way. It's kind of like having 5 men go to a tailor, and instead of having the tailor, you know, make a specific suit for that particular person, that man and this man and this man, he makes one suit, and then he gives it to him. On one suit, the arm's too short, you know, the length of the coat's too short, and so on one, the man's really tall, he ends up with shorts, you know. So we have to embrace the fit to every particular person. You know, if you go to a tailor, you want something tailored to exactly who you are. And that's exactly how we have to embrace spirituality. It will be different for every different person. So when we allow ourselves to see that spiritual growth, spiritual adjustment, spiritual change, spiritual wealth within is changing every minute, then we allow ourselves to go to a whole new level, a whole new understanding, and we allow love to propagate inside our heart. And then we are, actually what we're doing is just like taking a plant and we're adding water and we're adding fertilizer, natural fertilizer, to allow it to bloom and become something amazing. And when we allow something amazing to grow, there's nothing stopping us. It allows us to move to a whole new realm of understanding, and that changes everything. That changes everything. I love you.